Alright. Still technically morning, 11:45. So good morning, good afternoon, everybody checking out Stiffler Manufacturing today. Let's see if we can fix that slightly. A little off. Gonna have to deal with it. There we go. That'll work for now. Been a little bit since we're doing some lives. We have been sick, quite frankly. But we got SHOT Show 2026 coming up next month. It is coming up fast. And we are planning on being there with MMC Armory. And we're going to try and meet up with some people. Bullseye Ben, who should be there. Gideon Optics, who should be there. And, whoever else we can try and, link up with and just meet and greet. Of course, we're going to be talking to people who visit the MMC Armory booth, talking about some Stiffler slides, the Stiffler 26 and the 43, of course, which we are still working on. End of the year, we are experiencing, of course, same thing a bunch of other machine shops are experiencing, is that it's hard to get tools and steel right now because everybody's ordering. So steel plants, tool manufacturers and distributors are just trying to get orders out to everybody, and so there is a slowdown at the end of the year. Hey, Bill Poole, what's going on, man? Been a little bit since we've done a live. Got a little busy, and then of course everybody at the shop got a little sick, so hard to do lives when you're dying. But yep, SHOT Show's coming up, and we're just trying to build a list of who all's going to be there, who we're going to meet and greet with. And we've started to do a little bit on the green place, if you know, because YouTube has not been very 2A manufacturing business and gun shop friendly. So those of you that watch DLD After Dark, he has on Rumble as well, whereas it Tuesdays and Thursdays on YouTube and like Saturdays on Rumble. Now he's over there primarily all the time. We'll probably be the same way at some point. Admittedly, for lives like this, for short ones, it's much easier to use YouTube in that regard, but I'm sure Rumble will improve with time. But yeah, next month, SHOT Show 2026, we'll be there in Las Vegas with MMC Armory. And, we're just going to try to link up with as many people as we can. Gideon Optics, I talked to them the other day. They're going to be there. They told us their booth number. We still don't have our booth number yet, but of course we know we'll be in the Venetian, and we'll be there with MMC Armory. So once we know the booth number, we will pop it off to you guys on Facebook, Instagram, etc., and let everybody know where we're going to be. And we're going to be taking a new slide with us. It's either the 26 or the 43, if everything goes right, so long as we get our steel shipment in. And that's what us and a lot of other shops are waiting on, is steel shipments, tool shipments, because it's just the end of the year. It is what it is. And this guy's going to hold up all of traffic. But yeah, if you guys have questions about it, or if you know anybody who is popping into SHOT Show next month, feel free to let us know. We're going to try to meet up with everybody, because it's not often, where we get to go to SHOT, well, obviously it's only once a year. It's not often we get to meet with people that we interact with on social media. So we know Bullseye Ben, we're going to link up with him. We know Gideon Optics, we're going to link up with him. I don't remember if John Crump News is going. If he is, we're going to try and link up with him again. DLD After Dark is not going. He is favoring GOA goals and a few other things, so he's not going to go to SHOT Show. So we'll try to link up with him at some other time, but likely SHOT Show is where we're going to keep going, so long as we can keep getting a booth there, or a booth alongside other businesses. It is not cheap going to SHOT Show. You were spending thousands, and you got to get hotels, you got to drive there, fly there, whatever. You've got to bring all your product with you, and then you've got to go home with it. And you don't sell stuff while you're there. It's not that type of convention. It's a meet and greet convention where you talk to other businesses. You talk to media, you talk to whoever just walks by. A lot of YouTubers try to go so they can be there as media for their channel. That's what Bullseye Ben is doing. I think Jack of All Trades is going again. But, if he's going again, we'll link up there. Man, the 1900s were freaking awesome. Pokemon Gen 1. Hell yeah. Kids still played outside. You had to talk to girls. 1900s was pretty kick-ass. What is that guy doing? Hey, McMahon, what's going on? But yeah, trying to link up with as many people who are going to SHOT Show so they can visit our table, we can visit their table, and whatever, YouTube, social media type media who are going there, link up with them. Also just talking to a lot of businesses that are there too. Last year when we went, we were talking with businesses about new coating. We talked to the Cerakote rep, the Glock rep, talked to, of course, a few social media pass type people, and a few other businesses. And it's always an interesting experience going down there. Of course, we talked to MMC Armory, Davidson Defense, Delta Team Tactical. I can't remember if we talked to No Quarter Innovations while we were there, or if that was just online at the time. But a lot of businesses. Man, a gorilla would ape that up. Unless that gorilla happened to be skydiving and jumping and found Godzilla, in which case, Godzilla the champ. You could use your turn signal and not cross over a solid white line, you giant dick. Downside to drive lives, you're going to hear me talk shit about people and their driving. Or maybe upside, maybe you're into that. Now, if the gorilla had a jetpack instead of, a parachute, I'll also bullshit answers. If you ask crazy questions, I'll give you crazy answers. Bubbles, what's going on? And feel free to ask whatever questions you want, guys. Like those of you who are new to us, Stiffler Manufacturing, we make slides out of steel. We don't use blanks. We mill everything down from 17-4 stainless steel. We do all the work in-house here in Arizona. And we've shipped all across the U.S. to every single state, including some of the territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, the Virgin Islands, shipping all over. Not outside of the U.S., though. For my foreign viewers, you guys are cool. But yeah, we don't ship outside of the U.S. No, because that invites road rage, and then I got to pull out my strap, and then it's a whole thing, and the sheriff's department isn't happy with me. The goal at the end of the day, gentlemen, is to always go home. And if someone else wants to pull some crazy shit on you, your job is to go home. If they don't go home, that's their problem. Your job is to go home at the end of the day, take care of business. So yes, I will talk shit about other drivers, but I'm not going to instigate a problem. I will finish a problem, but I won't instigate the problem. Damn right, McMahon, damn right. It's part of the therapeutic process. You just got to talk shit once in a while. Any of those of you who served in the military, we bitch, moan, and complain about everything. Whether or not we're actually pissed off or not. It's just part of the game. But damn, 100K a year, that's wild. I don't drive nearly that much, but it is a lot. Doing the side work I do, I drive all the time. Heck, passing by the Air Force Base now, and the graveyard, too. So weird seeing all those planes there, just collecting dust. I mean, I know there's guys who maintain them. You drive by certain times of the day, you'll see guys out there stripping off old coating, putting on new coating, doing maintenance. But it's just so wild seeing this massive airflow just mothballed out there in the sun. Wild. Yeah. Yep, seen more than a few videos. You guys can find them too. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X/Twitter. Still weird calling it X. I think Twitter just kind of rolls better. Or maybe we're just so used to it. Either way, plenty of videos of people out there doing sketchy, dumb road rage shit. And then they roll up on a dude who just wants to go back home to his family. And then road rager ends up dead on the street. Don't ever fuck with a dude who just wants to go home to his family. He ain't gonna play fair, and he ain't gonna fisticuffs out on the yard, man. It's not like a street fight. It's not like a schoolyard. You will die. A dude that just wants to go home to his family, you're gonna die. Don't play games with people. You know, that's a father. That's somebody who wants, you know, has to pay bills, has to take care of the kids. That's a dude who will put you down. And he doesn't care. He's like, oh, you're a bitch. He is a bitch. Why? Because he's got to go home. It's your job to not be a bitch and die in the street. And then some loser hood rat pours a 40 out on the curb for you. Think about that. You were so worthless that all they do is pour some cheap malt liquor on the ground for you. Whereas the other guy's going home to his family. Food for thought. Just something to consider. I was watching that video, and I forget what year this happened. There was that crazy woman with the butcher knife out in public, and I was having a conversation with a guy, and so this woman, crazy, whatever's wrong with her, whatever her thought process was, she tries to stab a child with the butcher knife, and the parent, or whoever it was, grabs the child and pulls them out of danger, and another person, male, attempts to tackle or subdue in some capacity the woman with the knife and backs off because she makes a, you know, haymaker swing, right? And of course she's got a knife. And the whole time I'm just sitting there thinking, that's an easy shoot. That's a clean shoot. Woman with a knife tried to stab a child, is swinging the knife around, walking around in public. Just take her down, you know, let the EMTs and the cops deal with her. Done and done. None of this swinging the child around to safety, none of this trying to tackle the lady with the knife. Just put her down. You know, defensive shoot. Take care of yourself, take care of your kid, take care of society. I don't care what she was going through. I don't care what her life problems are. She pulled a knife and tried to stab a child. Like, you take care of business. You do what you got to do. Hey, G23, what's going on, brother? Are graveyards taking up space? Yes and no. I mean, you could do things like Japan does it, and they do, you know, 99% of society does cremation. There was a recent kerfuffle. That's a fun word. Recent kerfuffle over in Japan about a certain group of people wanting to have Japan build a cemetery for their people who happen to die in Japan. You know, it could be a car accident, whatever, it doesn't matter. And Japan's just like, kick rocks. If it matters that much to you, our society, our culture is cremation for like 99% of things. If it matters that much to you, you can pay and spend the expense of shipping your body back home. You know, your family, your friends, or whatever can deal with that. Otherwise, if your corpse stays here in Japan, we're going to cremate you. Well, Japan has limited capacity. America, not so much. So Japan has very limited space on things. So that is what has shaped their society and culture on how they utilize space. America is so insanely vast that the United Kingdom and Oregon are about the same size. So, you know, for Europeans, they don't understand the capacity that we have as a nation. That's just insanely how large we are. So cemeteries, are they a waste of space? Depends on the country, depends on the culture. We don't have such a land issue as other nations do. Which again brings into the debate of why do so many Americans not want to live in cities? Why do so many Americans want to live in cities? You know, it's just a matter of preference. And we're so large that we can have that silly debate about who wants to live where and why, and how we can free roam as a people, whereas many other people could not. Hey, Desert Armory, what's going on, brother? Talking about random stuff, answering random questions. We got SHOT Show coming up next month. I think you were talking about maybe going there what, next year? Not next year, but you know, SHOT Show 2027. I can't remember. I've had that conversation with so many people. But we're planning on meeting with Gideon Optics when we're there, Bullseye Ben, and whoever else we can link up with. And for those of you that don't know, SHOT Show is a big gun convention for manufacturers, vendors, distributors, businesses, media, and what have you, that goes on in Las Vegas January every year. So we went there last year. We're going again this year. And we're staring down year 4. That's what we're looking at. It'll be our 3rd anniversary as a business this January. And then we're looking at year 4. Yeah, but I've never memorialized a donut shop. I mean, it'd have to be a pretty badass donut shop, you know? That's something I'll have to figure out someday. Do I figure out if I can get buried in a vet cemetery for free? Because that's the whole thing about cemeteries, the whole burial thing. It's freaking expensive. It shouldn't be that expensive to put a corpse in the ground. Family member that you love or not, you know? It shouldn't be that expensive to dispose of your body properly. Like, so, can I get put in a vet cemetery for free? Because if I can, hell yeah, that's the route I'm going. I don't want to burden my family with additional funeral costs. That's bullshit. You're already dead. That's literally just adding insult to injury right there. Funerals should not be so freaking expensive. So if cremation is the cheaper way, that's the way I'd go too. But if I can get tossed in a vet cemetery, I'm dead. What do I care? You know, if I can get that done for free, fuck yeah. Hey, William, what's going on, brother? And as always, make sure you guys are drinking water. Stay hydrated. You can't move and groove if you're not hydrated. And just driving through Arizona today. And thank you guys so much for the lesson. It is greatly appreciated. I always feel bad for that store, but also I don't, because they haven't done anything about it. They keep getting broken into at night, and they go in there and steal tools and knives and all kinds of shit. I'm like, man, you guys just need to hire a night guard or seriously reinforce that store. And then whoever breaks through that window again just gets shot. And people are like, well, you know, the insurance. I'm like, you guys don't understand how insurance goes up every time you make a claim, whether on your car or as a business. That's a fallacy that people just, they don't understand it. Well, you can just claim it on your insurance. Like, insurance rates don't go up every time you use the claim. You could file a police report or not, your rates are still going up. Yeah, donate your body for science. Why not? Of course, you shouldn't have to for it to be cheap. I remember that idea a while back. You get cremated, you could have your ashes turned into a record. And you can have the record, you know, have recordings on it, your favorite songs, speeches, maybe just your own voice. I was like, that's kind of a cool idea. Yeah, that's something neat. Of course, you got to plan ahead for that kind of thing, you know. Hey, like, we know this is happening. Record my favorite songs, and well, as a message from me. And then, of course, I gotta probably add on there that quote from Red from the 70s show. And I hope they bury me upside down so the whole world can kiss my ass. You know, gotta have something fun like that in there. Hey, Brookside, how's it going, brother? Just driving through Arizona, talking about randomness, answering random questions. And, of course, we got SHOT Show coming up next month. So, trying to find as many people as we know who are going to SHOT Show, and we can lead up with them, because, you know, we talk to so many people on social media. It's nice to actually, you know, meet up if you can at one of these conventions and just meet and greet, chat it up, see what each other's doing. Maybe come to collaborations, maybe not, whatever. Word of mouth is real powerful. Actually, that was a lot of our first couple of years, still kind of is, for business, is word of mouth. Oh, there we go. Park here for now. Doing a little bit of side work at the moment. I figured, what the heck, I gotta drive for a little while, might as well, you know, get a live in. I haven't done it in a minute. Family's been sick. We've all been a little out of the weather, so couldn't really do lives and stuff. There we go. Done and done. That's the only cool. If you were a funny person, nobody wants to hear someone who was somber. Depends on the family member, man. There's like some stuff my grandfather could have told me, somber as hell, that I would have listened to. Old war stories, just what life was like, you know. I'd have listened to a bunch of that. Hey, people are messaging us. What's going on there? There we are. Well, what about you guys? You guys excited for SHOT Show? You know anybody that's going? Are you excited for the 26 and the 43 that we're working on? Almost done. We're just waiting on tools and steel. And it is frustrating, to be honest, waiting on... It's the end of the year, though. And it's not just us. It's every industry. Everybody is waiting on delayed shipping. Christmas doesn't help. End of the year doesn't help. Everybody's prepping for Q1. So it's across the industry. It's just the end of the year. Shipping is slow. It is what it is. Having a major holiday at the end of the year. There's a dude just dancing around with a stereo. Man, I haven't seen that in a while. Weird side of town. Actually, it has been a minute. I wonder if I still have... Because I went through and deleted a bunch of stuff that was just taking up room on my freaking phone here. Okay. Oh, that's cool, but no, that's not what this is about. Here we go. Yep, we still have this one. Let's see what we can throw up in here. How about you? There we go. Pop out of there for a minute. A build someone did with one of our slides. Looking pretty sweet. Hey, Rebel Spirit, what's going on, brother? Hey, man, I appreciate you popping in. It's always appreciated. Minnesota. We did a Viking slide for someone not too long ago. Did it in NFL colors and everything. Green screen's being weird. There we go. We can show that off. Seen a lot of builds. I love seeing people's builds. Sometimes they just message them to us. Sometimes they just tag us on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Really cool seeing what people are making. But let's dig through. What else do we have on here? Some old stuff, old stuff. I got to take a lot of new photos. There we go, one of our old flash slides. Doing Stormtrooper white on a white frame. Looks pretty sweet. But yep, that's the plan. We're also working on finally adding our logo as well as model information to the slides. So for the last like almost 3 years, our slides have been sanitized. You know, no logos, no descriptions on them. They're just completely sanitized. It's just the slide. It's just the design. So 2026, we're going to be having our slides have the Stiffler Dragon on them. They're going to have model numbers on them like the SM19, 17, 26, 43X, and as well as generation information, you know, Gen 3. Then when we start making Gen 5s, we'll add Gen 5 to it as well. So that's going to start happening. And it's about time too, because there's been more than a few businesses that have gotten a hold of our slides, and they have just been white labeling everything. And so basically what that is, for those of you not familiar with white labeling, Christopher Lewis, what's going on, brother? White labeling is where a manufacturer creates an item. And some of you might be familiar with this with Anderson. They create an item, they sell it to a vendor or distributor, who then resell it, and then the reseller or even the vendor and distributor relabel it to whatever. And we've dealt with that before, other businesses deal with it before, but we have become more noticeable, and so we're just going to slap our logo on it. And our distributor's cool with it, the vendors we sell to, they're cool. They're like, yeah, go ahead and slap your logo on there. They already sell our stuff as Stiffler Manufacturing. So we're going to slap our logo on there, SM19, 17, 26, 43X, and whatever else we might end up be making in the future. And it's catching too much of that window. Woo. There we go. We'll be adding that on there finally. And for the businesses that do the white labeling, all of a sudden they're going to have an issue where it's not whatever they said it was. It is Stiffler Slide, and people will be able to identify it better. And we've had that issue in the past where on Reddit, which we can't respond to inform people, someone on there is like, hey, that's, this company's slide. Hey, that's that company's slide. And they're dead wrong. We had someone say an LFA slide was one of our slides. Our slides look nothing like, well, yeah, nothing like LFA slides. We've seen it. Maybe there's something that looks close to one of the old models we used to do, but not identifiable towards one of our slides. The only ones that look close to ours right now are Desert Cats, and that's because they bought their company from a company that copied us. So yeah, Desert Cat bought a manufacturing business out. That manufacturing business had already copied like 3 of our slides. Like almost exact looks. They changed like 1 or 2 things on it. And so that's the only other company out there that has slides that look similar to ours. And whether they know it or not, don't care. Doesn't matter. We make a good product. 17.4 stainless steel, pumping it out, different models. We're confident. If they want to stick with a copy, good for them. Sincerest form of flattery. We're okay with it. Disappearing water bottle. There we are. What's going on with everybody, though? How are you doing? Feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to pop in, whatever. And if I don't know an answer, I'll just bullshit one. It's all good. Ask something crazy. I'll just come up with something. Keep it all entertaining. What else do we have down in here? What else can I throw up on there for the green screen? How about last year's SHOT Show, if I still have it? There we go. So here we are with MMC Armory at SHOT Show. That's all of our slides there at the bottom. And that was such a fun event last year. And so we're hoping this year is going to be even better, because now we have a better grasp of what the event's like and who we're going to try to link up with and meet up with. And always just trying to find more and more people to link up with there, because we're going to be there for several days. So, and we don't have to be at the booth the whole time. MMC will be at the booth, and if someone asks questions, and we supply slides to MMC Armory, so they'll be able to answer questions. So we can actually go out and explore a little bit, wander and talk to people. It'll be pretty fun. What I've been meaning to do is go to a local gun convention, and I just have not had the time to do it yet, but I definitely would like to. Planning for SHOT Show has been so wild. Those are some of our olders. How about this one? Is this a flash as well? Yep. Okay, let's try a different one. There we go. Leonidas slide. Hey, PBS, what's going on, brother? Not too bad. Whole family was sick for a while, so that's why we stopped doing lives for a minute. Really couldn't talk, so could not do lives, and kind of just fell off to regular posting. But everybody's feeling better now, so doing some more lives again. Got SHOT Show coming up next month. Still trying to finish the 26 and the 43 in time. So that's been fun. But it's almost ready. Both of them are almost ready, actually. We just need to get some more steel in and some more parts. And hopefully get those ready to go. We're almost at 2K on here. Once we are, I'll probably do another small giveaway. But our 1K giveaway that got delayed, we're probably going to do that over on Rumble after SHOT Show. Same thing with collabs. We paused collabs because we've got orders to take care of. There's limited steel shipments and stuff coming in because it's the end of the year. So we're just like, you know what? We will do additional orders and we'll do additional collaborations following SHOT Show. Got to take care of SHOT Show. That's the big freaking con for us coming up. And, you know, we're also hoping to do it again in 2027. But, yep, next month we should be at SHOT Show in Las Vegas. Oh, heck yeah, and it was all throat sickness. None of us could really talk. Just coughing and dying. Hit. There we go. Green screen's messing with the boxes in the back. J-Dog, what's going on, brother? How is life? We're finally doing another live after a little while. Oh, yep. Fire truck. And ambulance. People just can't help themselves. Do a little side work today. Figured, what the heck, let's do a live while I'm out moving and grooving. Getting stuff done. Figured I'd answer questions for people as we're trying to figure out who's going to SHOT Show. You know, so for example, I know I'm going to meet up with Bullseye Ben. We're going to meet up with Gideon Optics. I think Jack of All Trades is going again. So I think we're going to meet up with him. I don't know if John Crump News is going. I got to see if he's going, link up with him. If he is, hey, it's Border Patrol. Oh, and another ambulance. Neato. What I got to do is get a local gun show. Pop into something. I'll get like a Stiffler shirt, get my hat, and pop in. And if it's an open carry gun show, I'll throw a Stiffler build in a holster, and we'll just wander around and just talk to people. Oh yeah, is Pistol Pete going? Yeah, we should link up with Pistol Pete. I'm just trying to find everybody because we're not going to be at the booth the whole time. We're going to be out wandering and trying to meet people and check out their booths. But if they're going as media, they can link up with us at the booth or whatever. Yeah, I'd like to go out and meet as many people as we can. We're still figuring out who all is going because some people got to stay at the shop and some people got to go forward. So we're still figuring out all the details there. Omar, what's going on, brother? And thank you guys so much for the likes. It's greatly appreciated. But yeah, I want to link up with as many people as we can because, you know, we all talk to each other, social media. People are always chatting with each other. But to actually get there and meet with people, I think Bullseye Ben is doing the actual shooting part of SHOT Show. I don't think we're attending that, but we'll primarily be at the booth and in the Venetian wandering SHOT Show, which admittedly is going to be difficult to do live streams because, I mean, anyone who's ever visited Vegas, you get into a casino and you have no cell signal. So a lot of it's going to be pre-recorded stuff. We'll have to release shorts and long-form videos if we can. And we're just going to basically tell everybody who's going with us, like, hey, man, just record everything. And we'll post it all to YouTube and Instagram later. 26 was stalled because we're waiting on steel shipments. And not just us, pretty much any manufacturer that's working with steel. We're all waiting on steel shipments. And once we get enough steel in and we get some more tools and end mills in, we're producing. Yeah, that too. Yeah. And, you know, we can't touch stuff live either or YouTube will lose their shit. We could probably go live with Rumble. If we were to do it with Rumble, we'd be okay, but we couldn't do it on YouTube. And Instagram, we don't have 1,000 followers on Instagram yet, so we can't do lives on Instagram because they restricted everybody for followers on Instagram. But Rumble might be the way to go. The downside, of course, is there's no signal anyway, so we really couldn't do lives. The parts ban got extended further out, but that's not the problem. The problem is what starts in January is age verification, which we are not willing to do. California's bullshit on age verification, because like the same thing. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the porn age verification that I think is like 23 or 26 states passed, something like that. But basically, they were requiring age identification or to show a photo of you to prove you're an adult. And one of the larger porn websites has popped up in the news because they've already been hacked. And it was people's information they took from the age verification thing, apparently. And it's like, oh, cool. So if we start age verifying everybody for a non-FFL related part, and all of a sudden, if the third-party program we use or business we use gets hacked, everybody who bought something from us all of a sudden has their information out in the wind. And we have a problem with that. Because the whole thing about this is not about protecting Americans. It's not about protecting the children. It's about information gathering and control. It's not about keeping the country safe or keeping the children safe. That's a freaking lie. It is completely about controlling you and controlling your information. That's what it's about, and we're against it. So the fact that California is requiring all businesses not in the state to do age verification on non-FFL related parts, we and a lot of other businesses have a problem with that. Yeah, we're trying to get it done. I'm talking with them about, no, because we can't really do a pre-order because then we still couldn't ship it. We're hoping to get it done before then. We're also trying to find, if you know local FFL businesses in your area that might be interested in stocking our slides, even if all they wanted was like 5 or 10, we could do that, and then Californians could get our slides. We're trying to find new FFLs that want to pick up our slides. That way, you know, sure, we can't ship to you directly, but we could ship to the FFL and you could get it from them. It wouldn't, you know, be as ideal as ordering directly from us, but it would be an option. And then if there's something you wanted specifically, you could just order it through the FFL, and, you know, that might work, because then there's no age verification requirement. We're just sending it from our shop to an FFL. There's no things that we have to hold, because we do that already. If a gun shop orders from us, or a distributor, whatever, we just ship to them, and then they sell to people, or they sell to smaller gun shops. So we're trying to find that as a good workaround. But so far, there's a lot of California businesses that are like, yeah, we're in the middle of a wait and see. How is this going to affect the industry here before they start buying a lot of product? But we'll see how it goes. Time to move and groove again. Yeah, we were going to have it ready, but we did not realize the steel and parts shipments were going to be delayed this much. It's actually causing problems for not just us, but a lot of other vendors and distributors in the same industry, where people are like, hey, how come my order's been delayed? And they're just like, yeah, because parts have been delayed, because steel has been delayed, because tools have been delayed. It's the end of the year. Same thing happens every year. It's just sometimes other businesses were trying to get orders ahead of January, and yep, it's a problem. I'm hoping Californians will figure this out and vote against this in the future, or I'm hoping it gets slammed in court. You were driving on the wrong side of the road, my dude. Absolutely wrong side of the road. Ah, people. Get your shit, people. Frickin' turn. There we go. Yeah, it's because California is full of retards. I got no problem saying that. They're full of unconstitutional, anti-American tards. And a lot of them who are fleeing California because of all the crazy laws and the high taxes and the corruption are going to other states and pushing the same political BS that ruined their state. There's good people in California, but they're outnumbered by a lot of big city idiots. Well, LA is so great. LA is full of shit. San Francisco's full of shit. It was once oh, it's so beautiful. It's so amazing. We have great weather. Yeah, but everything else fucking sucks. Like, I would never live there. I don't even want to visit California. I used to like going. The beach was great, you know, but I don't want to live there. I don't want to contribute to their economy. And nothing. Screw California. Same thing for New York. Yeah, man, upstate New York's beautiful. I'm not going to live there. The entire state of New York is basically ruled by Albany and New York City. Yeah, Chicago sucks too. I got a buddy in Illinois right now, and he is just suffering under Chicago stupidity. And I got a guy freaking just on my bumper right now. Dude, I'm not going faster, man. There's a cop that likes to hang out right up here. It's like, I'm not going to speed because this guy wants to ride my bumper. But he does. Oh, man. Yep, there's a motorcycle cop right up here. That's the great thing about knowing your area. We had this conversation on a live once before. Knowing your city, knowing your area. Like, I know where most of the cops hang out. Oh, yep, and he's getting pulled over. Holy shit. Yep. Yep, sucks to be that dude. I'm not going to, like, slow down below the speed limit, and I'm not going to ride the left lane, the fast lane, because some people do got to go, but yeah, I'm not going to speed up just because you're on my ass. I will get out of your way, but I was already not in the fast lane, and there was no way for me to get over any further. Like, what he should have done was pop into the left lane, go fast, and get around me if that's what he wanted to do. But there's an etiquette. There's rules to driving. An etiquette to driving. I'll happily get out of your way if I can do it, but I'm not going to drive faster just because you're on me. Yep. Yeah, that's the important thing about knowing where you live. Like, knowing where your city is, knowing where stuff is. I know that there's a cop that hangs out on that corner. He pulls people over all the time. And sure enough, as the guy went forward, he was driving with an out-of-state plate from New Mexico. So he doesn't know the area. And I'm like, if you're traveling through a city or a state that isn't your own, maybe you should not, be speeding and doing crazy dumb stuff. Now, of course, the cops do change their position once in a while, but that is a popular intersection for them to hang out in, and I'm aware of that because I drive through here all the time. Just be aware of your area. Be aware of... there's another spot I know. Perfect blind spot. Motorcycle cop hangs out there all the time, just radaring people. I know right where he is, so I'm not going to speed through there. And sometimes he's not there, but I know he hangs out there, so why would I bother? Why would I risk it? It ain't worth it. And I do get that people got places to be, and sometimes they're in a hurry. Maybe it's an emergency. So I'll happily get out of their way if I can. But sometimes there's certain roads where traffic is so high, you can't get away, you can't get around people. And you're stuck just traveling the flow of traffic. It is what it is. Like this right now, I can't safely get over. There's 3 cars in me that are in front of me, driving stupid slow. But it's not safe for me to get over and speed around them, so I'm not going to risk it. You know, that's somebody else's, that's another way I look at it, is that's somebody else's family. You know, just because I was in a hurry, nah, it's not worth it. If I don't time it right, or if they weren't paying attention, and boom, that's how people die. Now, to all the snowbirds, however, all the people who drive 10 miles under the speed limit, wherever the hell they're going, and not using their turn signals, screw those people. And you snowbird ass motherfucker, you know who you are. You've been coming to Arizona for like 20 or 30 years every year because you vacation here, because back east and up north are so god-awfully cold. You come out here for, it's 75 degrees right now, middle of the day. It's beautiful. That's our winters. Yeah, it gets cold in the mornings, you know, 30s, 40s in the mornings, but, you know, once the sun's up, boom, temperature starts climbing again. So that's why they come out here during the winter. But there is no need, especially for those people who've been coming here for 20 to 30 years, every year, to be driving 10 miles under the speed limit. You are going to cause an accident. You are worse than the people that are speeding. What's wrong with y'all? DB, what's going on, brother? Finally doing a live after a little while. Just out and about, driving around, doing stuff. Getting some work done. Talking about SHOT Show coming up, plus whatever else just happens to, you know, come to mind, or whatever questions people happen to ask. Ooh, car crash. Ooh, bad car crash. That's another one too. Stop slowing down for the car crash, unless it's on your side of the road and you're slowing down because, you know, you need to move over, make sure nobody else gets hit, or because there's emergency services there. Stop slowing down traffic. If you're on the other side of the road going the opposite direction, don't slow down just so you can rubberneck. It's like, acknowledge it. Okay, you saw it. Keep moving. Don't slow down everyone's day because you want to see a dead body on the side of the road, you sick fuck. That's what it is. Everyone who's rubbernecks left side, like, oh my God, I want to see that. Like, what happened to there? Oh no. Like, is there a body on the ground? Oh God. I want to watch that. It's like, acknowledge that there was a crash and keep moving. Like, people got shit to do. Don't inconvenience people. You know it. Hey man, do as I say, not as I do. But I'm also primarily focused on the road, not you guys. I remember I had this one dude we were working with, and he was just like, I can't, you know, drive with a phone mount or with a dash cam mount. Well, like the vehicle I'm in, we have the phone mount. We have a dash mount, so this way I can answer the phone without, you know, using my hands. I don't have to do it. It's all hands-free, so I can maintain visual on the road, and so my hand's on the wheel, right? That's the whole purpose of it. And he's like, well, I can't do that. And I'm just sitting here, admittedly, with some different life experience. So I know I'm coming from a position of, I guess you could say, authority on having different life experience. But when you drive a Humvee, you know, at the Iraqi border through a Haboob, sandstorm, Haboob, look it up, it's a thing. And you've got, you know, your freaking radio mounted up center console, right? You've got your freaking K-Pod up in there, and you've got all kinds of gear and shit, and there's a sandstorm through freaking multi-pane glass that's supposed to be bullet resistant. And You're sitting there like, I can't see a fucking thing, yet somehow I can drive through that. But he can't drive with a simple phone mount and a freaking dash cam mount. When the rest of his field of view, I'm like, you're just being a dick. Come on, you can see. You're just being an asshole. Of course, I know I'm pulling from experience that he does not have, but I did think he was being a little whiny about it. And dash cams are important, people. Get one. You never know when someone's going to try to pull some insurance scam type shit and slam their brakes right on you. Large SW behind me. Right? No, man, mine's off to the side. Right in front of him is fucking stupid. Jesus. But you know, I've also seen a cop slam his SUV into a garbage truck. And what was going on is the cop's looking right, and he's got his fingers typing on the keyboard that he's got for his little police-issued laptop, and wasn't paying attention and slammed his police SUV into the back of a garbage truck. So, you know, stuff does happen. Oh, I gotta get over. Is this guy gonna let me? Hell yeah. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. That's fucking dumb. I always have some kind of map on, like a map application, Google Maps or whatever on, just because it'll tell me about crashes, you know, a couple miles before I get there. So I can make the decision whether or not I want to get off on another exit or turn down a different road just to avoid the crash. But most of the time, I'm not even looking at the map. I don't need it. I'm traveling through town. I know where I'm going. But if there's a crash up ahead, it's nice to know about it a couple of miles before you get there to see if you could avoid getting stuck in traffic. Yeah, it sounds like the 80s and 90s, you know, like some dude's just sitting there, no cup holster, like, so he's just holding his drink. He's got a burger between his legs, you know. People have been driving around distracted for a while, but there's just some stuff that's blatantly stupid. Like having your phone mount directly in front of you, that's retarded. Oh yeah, some of all those road ragers and stuff. Fuck, we had an employee a while back. This is not when I was working, you know, Stiffler and whatnot. But we had an employee a while back. He would always keep his phone on his lap. And instead of using the phone mount that was provided by the business, like, hey, here's a phone mount, use it. Keep your phone out of your hand. Keep it, you know. Instead, he'd keep it there on his lap. And so here he is driving, looking down, and bam, right into the back of a truck. And I'm just like, dude. And they ended up firing him. But it's like, dude, they had the phone mount for you, so you didn't have to touch it with your hands. You didn't have to, like, that was the whole reason the phone mount existed. So you can keep an eye on the road. If you want to listen to music, whatever, who cares? You want to listen to an audiobook, who cares? You know, check the weather, who cares? But keep your eyes on the road. You know, man, I could see a breakfast sandwich or like a breakfast burrito or something. But a bowl of cereal is freaking wild. That is just wild right there. Holy shit. Now we're just stuck at the infinite red light, apparently. 70 miles an hour with a bowl of cereal. Man, dude must have had some bomb-ass Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something, I swear. Man, 14 likes. That's great, man. I haven't done a YouTube live in a minute since I got sick, so it's pretty awesome that you guys popped in just to check it out for a little while, hang out, ask crazy questions and stuff. Because all I'm doing is just, driving around, doing some side work. Figured, what the heck, let's do a live. Let's talk about SHOT Show coming up in a month. Man, it's coming up quick. We'll be prepping to leave. Like, we'll have all of our stuff packed up. And then a couple days from now, in a month, we'll be driving up to Las Vegas. Bowl in one hand. Man, his alignment must have been great. I can just imagine micro adjustments. Probably with the spoon hand, just making micro adjustments, like, oh, you've got to move. And then, boom, eat. And then, oh, that's fucking stupid. I could see it being like a breakfast sandwich or a burrito or something, because then you can, eat with one hand while you got your other hand on the wheel, no problem. But the bowl of cereal is the most wild goddamn thing. Coffee or a soda, whatever makes sense, fine, whatever you've got. A cup holster, you're good. But a bowl of cereal, that is just the most wild shit. Absolutely insane. Oh, this area of town used to be so sketchy. And then they bulldozed a bunch of it. Apparently it's getting renovated. They kicked out all the riffraff, shall we say. Most of them, anyway. Most of them just left because there's nowhere for them to do scummy shit, because they bulldozed everything. That old phrase, if you build it, they will come. Well, also, if you destroy it, they will leave. Kind of like you're seeing with Chicago and a few other places, right? There's businesses that are just up and leaving. And the people, the locals, are just like, well, what do we do now? And it's like, well, you should probably learn to fix your own community. I don't know how many of you have been following that, but basically, the shoplifting is so bad and all the other crime is so bad that businesses said, yeah, screw this, we're out. We can't make a profit here. So they packed up shop and they left. And then new businesses came in and said, well, hey, we're like the generic brand of that same business. We'll come in. And then they got shoplifted from so hard that they just up and left. And they're like, yeah, we can't make a profit here. We're out. Like, this was a wasted venture, our bad. And the locals are just like, well, what do we do now? And admittedly, there's some, good, honest people there that are just trying to struggle. They're struggling and trying to figure it out, right? But as a community, good people or not, you have all failed. You have all failed as a society. You have done fucked up. You have fucked up now. And so now they don't know what to do, because as a community, as a society, as a city, they have no faith. Like, there's no faith that any business will have to come in and build there, because every time a business does, they just steal from them. And they vandalize and they ruin shit and threaten employees. And your community is so poisoned that you need to have some serious self-reflection and fix that community before anybody, any business, because businesses are in it for the money, plain and simple. And you can say, oh, hey, this company's in it for the money. If we weren't making money, we would not be making slides, right? Because we've got bills to pay, we've got family to feed, we've got stuff to take care of. Same thing for any other business. I don't care what the business is. Dude, what are you doing? Weird. That's okay. We're just going to ship over. Guy gets in the far right lane, then wants to start merging back over left. I don't know. But yeah, if you poisoned your community so hard that no business is willing to invest in you, that is a self-reflect. That's a come to Jesus moment right there. You have got to evaluate how you let your own neighborhoods and your own community just fuck up that hard, that no business is willing to invest in. And people don't want to view it as a society issue, as a neighborhood issue. They want to view it as a government issue because that's the lazier way. That's the way of shirking off the responsibility. If you live in a neighborhood and your neighborhood is, just falling completely to shit, you and your neighbors need to come together to make the neighborhood better. Yeah, sure, you can request additional government resources. You can request, the police to show up and help out. But you as a community also just need to do better. Like, it's not going to be better unless you are better. I don't know. There's my preaching for the moment. I mean, you see certain cities and certain areas, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense. You guys have given up on yourselves. Oh, what do we got up here? Construction. Well, that is probably where I'm going to end it, guys. I just hit the hour mark, so this has been fun. I appreciate you guys popping in, all the likes. I think I got a few new subs, too, so that's always greatly appreciated. And thank you so much for popping in. We are going to SHOT Show next month, Las Vegas, at the Venetian. We're going to be there with MMC Armory. We're going to try and meet up with various different people, various different Pro 2A groups, content creators, businesses, and, just meet and greet and have fun. Talk about our slides, try and push our slides on some other businesses, of course. Still trying to push the 26 and the 43. We are waiting on steel. We are waiting on end mills. So once we get those, we can start production, get things moving again. So once that happens, yeah, we're also still, while this is going on, we're still fulfilling orders for 19s and 17s. So it's not like, we do have steel, but we're, taking care of orders first. You got to pay the bills first before you can start working on stuff. Anyway, that's what we're doing next month. We've got a sale coming on for New Year's, so keep an eye out for the New Year's sale. What else we got going on? We're adding our logo to our slides 2026, so keep an eye out for that too. You are going to see a change. If you want a slide completely clean and sanitized, no logo, no model number on it, order them now, because in 2026 we're going to start slapping the logo on there and the model number. And if you want something that's sanitized because you think that look is better, get them now. But thanks, guys, so much for popping in. Thanks for hanging out with us. Always rack your Stiffler and stay 2A every day. Peace. We out.